All right, folks, we did it. We made it. This is the final Breeders' Cup race on Future Stars Friday, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. I'm Jessica Tugwell. This is the Pedigree Puzzle, and we're going to talk about this race. All righty. The 9th race at Santa Anita on Friday is the Juvenile Turf. It is the last of the Breeders' Cup races for Future Stars Friday. And there's a field of 14 entered to go a mile on the turf in this event. And we're going to go horse by horse, talk through a little bit of pedigree, a little bit of past performances, and then we're going to do a little bit of handicapping and see, I'll give some thoughts on this race overall. At the time of recording, it is still just Wednesday morning, so a lot can change. But as of right now, this is where I'm leaning. So to start, we're going to begin with the rail and air recruit. This was a runaway winner of the Laurel Futurity in his first attempt at a route after sprinting on the turf in his first 2 starts. He's a two-year-old stakes winner, Howling Time, and his sire was a 3-time Grade 1 winner at 2. So there's definitely precocity and turf here, with Air Recruit being by Air Force Blue, a son of Warfront. The 2 is River Tyber. He was the winner of the Group 2 Coventry Stakes, but he's stretching out past 6 furlongs for the first time, and that is a big question mark here. His sire, Wooton Bassett, was a Group 1 winner at 7 furlongs at 2, though he has sired a miler 2-year-old Zelly, who was a Group 1 winner at 2. And he's out of Mare by Arcano, who was a Group 1 winner going 6 furlongs at 2. This is, though, the same Wooton Bassett Oasis Dream Cross as multiple Group Stakes winner Chindit, who was a winner at up to 8 furlongs. So there is a little bit of hope there, despite the fact that his sire and dam sire were both sprinters, that River Tyber can get the distance. And he certainly looks like the most talented of the individuals here. He's coming out, his time form ratings have been great. I love the steady improvement that he's been showing in those figures. The only question mark I have is the distance. 3 is Tok Tok. He won his first 2 starts and then was beaten 2 lengths, though he had some traffic trouble in the Grade 2 Bourbon Stakes. I like that he adds blinkers in here. Grand Motion is 33% with that move from 36 starts. And I think that that could give him a little bit more tactical placement, sort of like he showed in his win in the Kitten's Joy. He's a son of Quality Road and out of the Unbridled Songmare In Tune, who was 3 for 3 lifetime, including the Grade 2 Gulfstream Park Oaks. I think that this horse is a little bit sneaky as one who could pull a shocker, or at the very least hit the board. The 4 is Can Group. He's undefeated in both of his tries on turf, including that Bourbon Stakes. His sire, Good Samaritan, was 3rd in the 2016 edition of this race, and he's a half-2 and Iowa-bred 2-year-old stakes winner. So there's some precocity here from that Street Sense mare, Blue Galena. I think he's good. Again, he's another one who's been showing some improvement steadily. He needs to continue to improve, but he deserves to be in this spot, certainly, with that win in the Bourbon Stakes. The 5 is My Boy Prince. He's a 2-time stakes winner against Ontario breds and was 2nd in the Grade 1 Summer Stakes. And on paper, he does look to be the controlling speed. He's by Cairo Prince, who was a Remsen Stakes winner at 2, and his dam was a stakes-winning turf sprinter at 2. So there's some turf, there's some precocity. He's already shown he can get the route aground. So he's an interesting horse. He seems like he will have a pace advantage. The question here, though, is whether he's as good on turf as he was on synthetic. His speed figures have decreased on the turf compared to those wins at over the Woodbine Synthetic, which included a 14-length win in the Simcoe Stakes. The 6 is Stay Hot. He broke the maiden last time out, but that was his first try on turf and comes in off of a bullet work for Peter Erdenbarn that is hitting at 33% this meet. So this is a hot trainer. He's a half-2 prerequisite. He was a graded stakes winner on turf and was 2nd in the Grade 1 Belmont Oaks this year. This is another one of those horses who I think could make some noise at 20-1, is one that I definitely wouldn't leave off, the bottom of your tries and supers. The 7 is Ascot Road. He's undefeated in 2 turf tries, including the Grade 2 Pilgrim. His dam Yellow Agate, daughter of gemologist, was a winner of the Grade 1 Frisette as a 2-year-old. And Quality Road has also produced the 2-year-old graded stakes winner Road to Victory out of a mare by gemologist sire Tisnow. This is a horse, another one who has some steadily improving speed figures and wouldn't shock me in here. The 8 is Unquestionable. His 102 time form speed figure when he was second last time out in the Prix Jean-Luc Lagardère is the highest time form rating among the Euros in this group. He's shown some tactical speed in his races, had a little bit of trouble in his last 2 starts. He's a son of Wouton Bassett, but out of a daughter of ARC winner See the Stars, which gives me a little more hope, though he's never raced past 7 furlongs and did get caught in that race. I do have a little more hope that the mile won't be an issue for him, and I think he has a big shot in here. The 9 is Endlessly, and he has been brilliant in 3 starts so far, including 2 Grade 3 wins on the turf in the Del Mar Juvenile Turf and the Zuma Beach Stakes. His sire Oscar Performance won the 2016 edition of this race, and his second dam was a stakes-winning turf router. Yeah, he's another one. He's been showing steady improvement in those Beyer speed figures, which I love to see. I think he has a big shot in here. Then we have the 10, Fulmineo. He was really brave last time out in the Pilgrim, where he split horses to get second. He's by Bolt de Oro and out of a mare by First Dude, Star of Quality, who was a California-bred stakes winner going a mile on the dirt. He actually comes from the same family 13C as his sire Bolt de Oro, and Bolt de Oro has sired the likes of Pilgrim Stakes winner Major Dude, so there's definitely he can get a turf horse. He's another one. He's been showing some steady improvement. Those 2 turf tries in particular, he stepped up. Needs to continue to step up in here, though. Then we have Liam's Journey. This is a over 3 maiden, but he was a close third in the Pilgrim last time out. His dam is a half to Grade 1 winner City of Light. So there's definitely some quality there in the pedigree, and his sire Liam's Map has definitely shown that his foals can be precocious with Grade 1 winning 2-year-olds such as Basin, Juju's Map, and Wicked Whisper. Having said that, this horse is definitely a long shot in here, but I mean, what a place to get his first win if he can pull it off. And the 12, moving on, is Mountain Bear. He's a seasoned runner. He's got 7 starts coming into here, and he's coming off of a win in a stakes over the synthetic track at Dundalk. This No Nay Never Holy Roman Emperor cross does kind of suggest that there could be potential distance limitations, but he had plenty left and one going away in that win at 7 furlongs. So there's some hope there. And his best half sibling was a winner at up to 14.5 furlongs. So that one was by Australia, who is a little more of a route influence than No Nay Never. I wouldn't be shocked to see Mountain Bear do it, but whenever he stepped up into group company, he's been fairly well beaten. So I don't necessarily need him in this race. The 13 is Grand Mo the First. He won his first 2 races on synthetic, then finished third to Endlessly in the Zuma Beach in his first turf try and first route try. He could be a pace factor, I think, from the outside draw. He's really the only horse in here who I could see really giving that horse who's going to set the pace. My Boy Prince. He's the one who I could see giving My Boy Prince a little bit of pressure on the front end, although I don't think he'll go crazy trying to do that. His second dam was a 2-year-old stakes winner going 6 furlongs on the turf, and he's a son of Uncle Mo. I'm not convinced with this horse. He's another one who showed a little bit of a speed figure regression first time on turf last time out and stretching out. Went from a 79 in that maiden win to a 72 in the Zuma Beach. So I don't need him. And then on the far outside, we have Carson's Run, who great story around this horse. And he was so impressive in that win in the summer stakes. He circled the entire field from last, went 10 wide and 1 going away. His only loss was by half a length to Galabrand in the win with Anticipation in his second start. And his dam is a half to Rated R Superstar, who you probably think of as being a long, late developing horse, stakes winner at 9, stakes placed at 10. But Rated R Superstar was multiple graded stakes placed at 2, so you don't have to worry so much that there isn't any hope there for Carson's Run to be precocious, as he's already proven. The big question with Carson's Run is the post, though. I'm not sure that far outside post does him any favors. So this is a pretty wide open race, I think, much like the Phillies version of this race. I could make a case for quite a lot of the field. And I mean, River Tyber is the morning line favorite at 3-1, but you have some distance questions. You also have some distance questions for the second choice Unquestionable, who's never gone past 7 furlongs. But I do think Unquestionable of the two has a slightly better pedigree to suggest that a mile is fine for him, and he will be my top pick. Endlessly, I mean, he's done nothing wrong. He's been so brilliant. I think he's the best chance that the Americans have in this race. And then you have to use River Tiber in some way because he's just faced the best competition, I believe. And even with a little bit of a question about the distance, I trust that if they're going for this spot, it's because they think that he can get a mile. And then Talk, I thought, like I said, I think this is a horse who, with blinkers on, can be pretty forwardly placed in a race that doesn't look to have a ton of speed and could get first jump on some of the deeper closers. So I don't know that he's a win contender, but I think he's definitely the kind of horse you could throw $2 across the board on him and just try and pick up something crazy. So those are my thoughts on the Juvenile Turf. I, again, don't have a strong feel for this race, but I do think that Unquestionable would be my top pick in here. This is another one where the way they're warming up in the post parade could end up affecting my opinion. But if it does, you will know if you are watching the live stream that we are doing that starts the beginning of the Friday card and ends after the Breeders' Cup Sprint on Saturday. We're going 24 plus hours overnight. It's going to be a great time. I'm sure we're going to have plenty of shenanigans in those late night hours. So definitely make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you know that that's happening. And make sure you check out some of the other content we've got going on. We've got top 10 lists. We've got handicapping. We've got Colin with the big board. We've got the Pick 5 player show. We've got it all for you here on Trust the Profits. So make sure you check that out. Take a look. Let us know your thoughts. We always love hearing from you. Let us know who you like in each of these races. And until next time, thanks for watching. We did it. We made it. It is the final Breeders' Cup race on Friday, the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, and I've got things to say about it. That's not the intro. I'm sorry.